welcome to another exciting episode of Read the Factory Manual Matchbook Edition. Today we've got a matchbox, matchbook, matchbox. What is it, book or box? It's a box, of course. Why would I say book? Who knows? Anyway, we've got a Ford 40 GT, and this is a great little model. I've wanted to do one of these since I got started in doing these restorations, and I was able to find one off the eBay, so here it is. I went and bought some tires as well, so I got some tires. One thing I noticed when you buy tires off of eBay, you need to really look at those photos to see if they're the right ones. I have found that some people are selling O-rings as tires. Now you can certainly use O-rings as tires, don't get me wrong, but go buy O-rings. Don't buy O-rings as tires. Go down to the wherever you buy your O-rings and get some O-rings that are the same size. Don't spend the elaborate money on O-ring tires on eBay. So these tires luckily are not O-rings. They are nice tires, and they have the rims on, or they have the ridges on them. I bought a few pair just in case. So here is the car. We're going to go ahead and drill and tap this thing, and then we will clean it, and then we will inspect it to see how it looks. The glass is not in that great a condition. I don't have another one to get better glass. I could buy some more glass, but I'm going to make do with what I've got right now. I've spent enough money on this little hobby so far, but if I do get new glass later on, or find a car that's in worse shape body-wise than this, but the glass is in good shape, I'll do a follow-up video on this car and putting the glass back in it. Let's get started drilling out. Got my drill. Be careful you don't drill your finger. Okay. Let's see if that's enough. Yes. Fantastic. Alright, let's see what's in store for us. We have the base. Very basey. Be able to get that wheel off real easy now. This wheel probably as well once I get it cleaned up and loosened up. Here is the interior. Here's the plastic interior. It does have the suspension in it. Boy, this has been played with. Look at the wear that's on that. The metal wear. That's one of those toys been loved. That's fantastic. Let's get this out of here without breaking anything. Let's just do this. Look at that. Look at that great engine. I'm going to go ahead and detail it. So maybe I'll find some original photos of the Ford GT40 to figure out what color this engine originally was and try to get it looking great, because you can see it through the windshield. Windshield, I have to take out the ribbon on that. I'm gonna need a knife. Jaws of life. There we go. There it is. We'll see how that looks after I clean it. I may get lucky and that just might be a scratch. That would be great. Looks like it has been stepped on. I guess they wanted to make it a Ford 38 or something instead of a 40. I'll have to get that. A-pillar there is broken a little bit. Let's get it cleaned up first, and then we can, there we go. Get it cleaned up, and then I can try to straighten out those panels a little bit. I may want to get it warm when I do that so that it doesn't break those. But look at the wear that's on this car from play, from the wheels right here. It's just amazing. Alright, let's remove the axles on this GT40, shall we? Or let's remove the axles from this 40 GT. Polish up those axles, get them looking good, and get these wheels cleaned off. Base looks good, so you get that cleaned off a little bit, paint stripped. I want to get the tow hook removed because I don't plan on this thing ever breaking down. I plan on it driving forever. So to clean these axles, what I do is put the axle in deep enough so that the drill chuck passes the little mushroom part there. That way it'll go in and spin nice. Fairly nice anyway. Alright, then I use wet sandpaper. This is 1000 grit, that's what I've got. Looks pretty good. Then I can put this part back in up to where I cleaned it. And rinse and repeat. Alright, now I need to tap this. I'm looking at this and I have enough of the original hole left in order to drill through there. So that is a good thing. So we'll get out the old 16th inch drill. I used a 3/16 to get it started. Here's my trusty drill with the tape on it. It tells me how far, when I need to stop. So we'll go ahead and do a quick measurement. Looks good. As long as I stop there, I won't drill through my fingers, so I won't have to put that in the vise. And we should have enough meat left over to do that. So let's get started on that. Put that in the sun. Now it's time to inspect and fix. So I've got challenges here with the A-pillars. They're both broken, and the roof was bent down a little bit. I've gone ahead and bent that back up just with my finger pushing gently. I just need a little bit of coaxing on these A-pillars to get them into place. It's almost like when you do this, you're not even moving them. It's such a subtle little move on there that fixes it. But you got to be careful because those will break off before you know it. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Alright, so now I'm ready to glue that back together. I use a lot of tape when I do this. Put the glue on the tape right there. And knock it down inside. Back inside the glue. Alright, let's get this thing glued up. Glue both sides. I'll have to get that out later. This glue is more of a gel base, so you gotta really work it in. I have my little rocket blower. Blow that into place. I like the rocket blower because it doesn't apply much force to it. Put on the baking soda, not baking powder, but baking soda. Push it into place. You just sort of tap it on there and it does its job. Some of the other things I've done to this model off camera is I filed these posts down. You can see on this one I sort of blew it out as well when I drilled in crooked, so you gotta be really careful when you drill that you get it straight. But that's alright, it still works, so I got lucky. So I like to test fit these, and I like the posts to be below where those are, where the case is going to be. That way when I put the screws on, it gets a real nice tight fit. So that's what I'm after. I also practice fitting in the engine in there as well. So that's fitting in just nicely. So you want to, before we go through the paint process, I want to make sure that all these things are right. I also looked online at the car that I want to make this after, which is the car from Le Mans. It's from the 1966 Le Mans Grand. But there's some casting lines on here that aren't on the car, so I want to get rid of those. We'll do that with a file. So it's this first one that's right around here. Be careful not to get rid of the casting line by the door because that one belongs. You don't have to file much. Zinc is very, very soft. It's a very soft metal. Alright, so we sanded these down so they weren't flush anymore. I sanded it around in there to make sure the window fits in there real nice because I'm going to glue it in. I took off the tow hook in the front. I need to sand around the tow hook. Where's my sander? Right here. Looks better. That'll prime out okay. Took out some of the body lines. I think we're good to go on this. Alright, looking at the photo from the screen capture of the video, or of the television, or whatever it was, of the big race, it looks to me that the wheels are indeed silver. So I'm going to paint these yellow ones silver to match the real car. I guess I gotta mix that up, don't I? Whatever I put on there, off of there. Let's see what we got. Yay, us. Alright. What else we got? Probably the engine. Let's get the engine all detailed up. I'm going to paint the valve covers with a gloss black and the exhaust or the headers with a matte black because I'm weird. Alright, here goes something. Okay. Alright, that's done. That's probably not even close to what the interior really looked like, but you know what? I like it. Here's our Ford GT40, fresh out of paint. The idea is I want to make this one look like the one that won Le Mans. And so I need to get the two white stripes along there. And I have a real thin pinstripe that I'll put there, and then I've got a regular one as well I'll put on the other side. So let's get started with that. Let's see how difficult this is to do. We need a toothpick. Didn't get to see the back of this car, so I don't know if it goes down or not, but we will make it so. Long enough. Look at that. Alright, we'll see how that works. If it doesn't work, then I'll strip it, repaint it, and retape it, and I will spray it instead of paint it or brush it. Now it's time to finish up the car. We got the body, the base, interior, windshield that's broken, but I have a new one on order. Engine. We have wheels, or tires rather. We have stickers. These stickers are printed on my dye sublimation printer. There you go. Or waiting for that to dry, let's put on the stickers. Turn on our handy manny image here. So we've got one up here, and then the two are on the door. Okay. Alright, there we go. Decals are on. There's the interior. Glass. Oh, now the glass goes in like this. And the interior. Interior going first, or the? It looks like the engine probably goes in first. No, and then the interior. No. All right, and then I need to get this screw out of here. There it is. The number 2 Way Cool GT40. Alright, here's the before of the Ford GT40. Now that I finally learned how to say it right. It had a lot of scratches on it. The tires were missing. The windshield was broken and cracked. And had a lot of play that we saw with it as well. So whoever had this before really enjoyed it. We saw those wear marks underneath the front wheels. And here it is now. I went ahead and painted it black as the car that officially won Le Mans. We all know from the history books and from the movies how they all crossed the finish line at the same time, but due to technicality, this car, the number 2, was the winner. You can see I got the stripe on there. The stripe could have been a little bit better, of course, but you know, I'm still learning as I go. It's a little crooked on the roof. I got a different windshield in there from another purchase that I did. It's in better shape. I've got yet, I hope, another windshield coming that doesn't have any cracks in it at all, and then I'll get that replaced. I did some detail work on the back to put the lights in, of course, to make it look good, and painted the door handles, things like that. So all in all, I think it turned out pretty good. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching Read the Factory Manual and this customization of a Matchbox number 41 Ford GT40. If you've made it this far, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. If you have, thank you. Hit that thumbs up button if you like what I'm doing here. I'll leave a comment if you have any suggestions or comments or attaboys. Anything will do. And I hope to see you. Well, I won't see you because you don't have a camera that I can see. So I hope that you join me again for another restoration or custom of a die-cast toy.